C#.
I know you are excited about learning C# and ready to write your first application. Before jumping into the code, let's talk about some of the tools you should install before getting started. You can write C# applications using a text editor and the command line compiler tools. If this is the path you choose, then you need to install the Windows SDK. Here is the website where you can do that. Once you go here, you can click on the Install Now, and about 10 minutes later you'll have the SDK available on your computer. For a better editing experience, though, you should consider getting Microsoft Visual Studio. Since there are free versions available, there is no excuse for not trying out a copy on your computer. For the record, I'm using Visual Studio 2010 Ultimate Edition for most of the videos in this course. As far as PCs or Macs go, the majority of C# developers work on PCs. It's possible to write C# applications using a Mac, but I'm not familiar with the steps necessary to do that. There are many versions of Visual Studio 2010 available for you to purchase. I've listed them here: Pro, Premium, and Ultimate. If you go to this Visual Studio page, you can see a ton of information about Visual Studio. And then over here in this section is the download area. So I can click on Trial Download for the Premium or Ultimate Edition. I believe it's a 60-day trial that you get. If you have already installed other versions of Visual Studio, the good news is Visual Studio 2010 can be installed side by side. Visual Studio is a very powerful tool. It's also extendable by other teams within Microsoft and other tools from other vendors. If you're low on cash and you want to try the free version, then you should look into the Visual Studio Express editions. They handle the core developer tasks, but they're missing some of the testing features and a lot of the architectural tools that are available in the higher level versions. Going back to Microsoft's website, here's the area where you can download the Express editions. If I click on the Microsoft Express link here, you'll see the three main categories. There's the Visual Studio tools for C# and Visual Basic. You can also get the SQL Server database called SQL Server Express. And there's a brand new edition that just launched in summer of 2011, which is called Visual Studio Light Switch. This page lists the different Express editions. Obviously, if you're doing C# development, you're going to want to get C# Express. There's some other exciting ones in here. If you like game development, be sure and check out the XNA Game Edition. When you install Visual Studio, it takes about an hour if you're doing one of the Pro editions. In my experience, it's about 20 to 30 minutes for the Express edition. There's really not much to do during the installation process, except click through a couple of dialogues at the beginning. Here are some screenshots, just in case you want to know what it looks like. You're going to get a dialog. You're going to click on this link here to install Microsoft Visual Studio. You'll get an opportunity to send information to Microsoft about the installation process if you'd like. Accept the licensing terms, of course. You're going to choose to do a full installation if you've got enough room on your computer. Otherwise, you can click here on the Custom Radio button and then pick your choices. You'll see a dialog like this that shows your progress during the 45 to 60 minutes it takes to install. And then you'll get your success message. I encourage you to click on the Install Installation so you've got some help files so you can press F1 while you're working inside Visual Studio. There are other tools that I use in the course. The one that I use a lot is Redgate's Reflector tool, version 6.1. There are free versions and paid versions of this application. The free version is available inside the installation folder. There's a zip file in there. You unzip that and then copy the exe where you want on your hard drive. It's pretty simple. I like to install it inside Visual Studio. I mentioned it several times in the course how to do that, but here's some screenshots. You're going to want to open Visual Studio and then go to the Tools menu and then click on External Tools. Here you're going to click the Add button and then you're going to type in whatever title you want. I chose the word Reflector. You're going to point to the executable you just unzipped, and then this is the most important part. You want to come down here where it says Arguments, click on this arrow here and choose Target Path, and that'll put this $ parenthesis target path close parenthesis in there. And click OK. And what that will do is set it up so that it can pass information from Visual Studio into Reflector. There are some optional APIs you might be interested in. If you want to do Silverlight development as of the time of recording this set of videos, which is the summer of 2011, Silverlight 4 is the latest version. And that's not available inside Visual Studio 2010. You have to update Visual Studio 2010. So you want to go to this website and download this Microsoft Silverlight Tools for Visual Studio 2010. And then you can work with the latest and greatest version of Silverlight. If you're interested in phone development, Microsoft's got an exciting new phone. It doesn't have the market share that Android or iPhone does, but it's a very interesting and fun development environment. It's called Windows Phone 7. If you want to set up Visual Studio to work with that API, then you're going to want to go to create.msdn.com, which is also called App Hub. And in here, you're going to want to click the download the free tools. You'll run through an installer. It will update Visual Studio to understand Windows Phone's apps. There's also a free Express edition of the Windows Phone tools. That's handy if you haven't paid for one of the premium editions. And that's about all there is for configuring your computer. I've also included a text version of this in case you want to read through it. It's in the same chapter. Let's go have some fun writing C#.